Imagine a world of economic chaos, interest rates skyrocketing, businesses collapsing. This isn't science fiction, it's the potential future without the Federal Reserve. But how does this seemingly all-powerful entity, with its ability to seemingly print money, actually work? And more importantly, why should you care? The Federal Reserve System, Fed, established in 1913, arose from a need for a central banking system to stabilize the U.S. economy. Its structure comprises the Board of Governors in Washington, D.C., and 12 regional reserve banks working together to implement monetary policy. The Fed operates under a dual mandate, maintaining price stability and maximum employment. This means striving for low and stable inflation while minimizing unemployment. These seemingly disparate goals often require balancing competing priorities, creating complexities in managing the economy. The Fed doesn't literally print money to control the money supply. That's a misconception. Instead, it leverages fractional reserve banking. Banks hold a fraction of deposits as reserves, dictated by the Fed's reserve requirements. By altering these requirements, the Fed influences how much money banks can lend, thus impacting the overall money supply. Furthermore, the Fed employs open market operations, buying or selling government securities. Buying securities injects money into the system, increasing the money supply, while selling securities has the opposite effect. These actions subtly yet powerfully influence the economy's liquidity and borrowing costs. The Federal Reserve's power isn't arbitrary, it stems from the Federal Reserve Act, granting it specific authorities to manage the nation's monetary policy. This independence from direct government control is crucial to prevent short-term political pressures from jeopardizing long-term economic stability. Imagine a scenario where every election cycle altered interest rates based on popular opinion rather than sound economic principles. The consequences for economic growth could be disastrous. The Fed's operational freedom allows it to make decisions based on economic data and projections, not immediate political expediency. While ultimately accountable to Congress, this carefully constructed framework safeguards monetary policy from potentially harmful partisan interference, fostering a more predictable and stable economic environment. The Fed's power, while significant, isn't absolute. Its influence on the economy is indirect, working through market mechanisms rather than direct control. For example, lowering interest rates encourages borrowing and investment, stimulating economic activity, but it doesn't guarantee job growth or prevent inflation. Simultaneously, managing inflation and unemployment presents a major challenge. Policies effective against one might exacerbate the other, forcing the Fed to constantly balance competing goals. Furthermore, external shocks, global recessions, unexpected geopolitical events, or unpredictable shifts in consumer behavior can significantly impact the Fed's effectiveness, limiting its ability to perfectly steer the economy. The Fed's influence on our daily lives is substantial and multifaceted. Interest rates set by the Fed directly impact borrowing costs for mortgages, loans, and business investments, shaping consumer spending and economic growth. Lower rates stimulate borrowing and spending, while higher rates curb inflation but can slow economic activity. Furthermore, the Fed plays a crucial role in preventing and mitigating economic crises, using tools like quantitative easing to inject liquidity into the markets during downturns. However, the Fed's policies are not without controversy. Debates rage on about the effectiveness of its interventions, the potential for unintended consequences, and the appropriate balance between price stability and employment. Understanding these ongoing discussions is vital for informed civic engagement in economic policy. The Fed's power, though significant, is constrained by its dual mandate and indirect influence. Its actions profoundly affect our lives. In your opinion, how can we best balance the Fed's necessary independence with the need for public accountability and oversight? Share your thoughts in the comments.